You got the boys with the toys in the basement making noise? Hello and welcome to Andy's Little Sci-Fi Horror Show. My name is Andy.
I'm Ken.
And today is September 2023. The significance of that date is this is the 197th anniversary of the Betsy Browning tragedy. Just for a little clarification, this is one of the lesser known local folklores in the neighboring town of Hubbardston, where a woman named Betsy Browning was coming home from church early one Sunday morning, and there was a tragic accident. She was riding a horse and buggy, and she was going along on a very treacherous downhill turn, which we'll explain to that a little bit later on when we get there, and her horse got spooked. That was the official explanation. And it threw her from her buggy and killed her instantly on the spot. Now, the thing is, back in this time, a small town like this, an event like that was huge and tragic. She was a well-known person in the community, so it was kind of devastating, and that's where the ghost stories began. And supposedly, as the legend goes, every year you can see a woman in white. Also, you can hear her cries. Now, this is something Allison and I, this goes back to college, this was years ago. For a while, they regularly visited every September. Allison since moved to New York and such, and things have gone on. But I have always kept this story in the back of my mind. And a couple of years ago, I went and I visited their spot again, and I shot some footage. It's blurry and unusable. Some of it will use for this episode because some of it was kind of cool. But for the most part, a lot of it was just crap. But anyways, we are going to go to the spot of the accident. So there is a memorial there, and it's actually not just like some side of the highway, put some rocks and across or something, but this was such a tragedy in the town. The town put the marker there, and it's actually registered in the Smithsonian's historical sites. So it's something that they're supposed to keep up and keep neat and keep clean. In past years, I have seen it kind of overgrown, and I was like, I often wondered about that. A couple of years ago, when I did go there, it looked okay. And one of the neighbors actually was doing some yard work. And he saw me there looking at the thing, and then he came over, and I want to say he knew what that was, but I don't think he knew what that actually was. And then I explained what I was doing there and why I was there, and he's like, oh, you know. And mysteriously enough, 3 days later, in the story about it, and actually it partially quoted me, because I have on camera what I said. I'm not going to go there. I take that as honor, as respect that the guy quoted me. But that's not the point. The reporter took his quote, did the story. They did this about how, the younger generation didn't really know this story that well. Well, it's true. This is something, it's a tradition that I have done from time to time, and I haven't even been able to do this for the past couple of years. This land used to be much hillier over the almost century. They leveled it out 197 years ago. This tragic event happened, and the ghost stories began. I'll record a little bit more when we get a little bit closer. It's as if the internet doesn't recognize the town of Hubbardston. It all happened on a gray and cloudy day. This is what Hubbardston is a lot of. It's a main road, and it's a small little town, mid-Massachusetts.
As you're driving around, try to take notice of the lack of manholes, because there is nothing under the ground.
Here's one of the landmarks. There's a few of those scattered out through Massachusetts. It's a big rooster. We're gonna try to find a spot where it's signal. There's a gas station here we know. This is the best gas station. It looks like it's right out of a horror movie.
It is.
Yeah, I love it though. In all sincerity, this is what's cool about it too. That's the diner. The old diner. It's like walking into a horror movie, this town. A little Stephen King kind of eeriness to it. It's a wonderful time capsule of a town. I love this place. You ready for this?
I haven't checked for a signal yet.
Oh, that's right, yeah, we gotta try to find a signal. This is truly one of my favorite traditions of the time
We
of year.
don't use a debit card because you can't connect to the internet.
Yeah, so I mean, there's an internet problem here right now, so we're gonna just go straight to the marker and show you guys this. This is for the 197th anniversary. A couple years, be 200. Alright, this right here is the church, which is actually right up the street from the marker where we're going. And in the past, it has been confused as the church that she was at. She left that fateful morning. Just a matter of by my research, that was actually the town hall at that point. This is not the road at the time. This is a main road that was cut in afterwards. And where we're going is actually a cutoff. You'll find if you come to this area, there's a lot of road cutoffs. Oh, I love this barn. Sorry, ADD. Another local landmark. The main roads that we're using now were put in and established afterwards. Well, at the time, the cutoff that we're going on to was the main road. If you come here, you gotta keep that in mind. It's off the main drag here a little bit. And something is sucking the power out of this battery.
You also should make note that it is not on Google Maps.
Oh, it's not?
Williamsville Cutoff Road is not on maps. It's an actual road, it is named, there's a street sign.
And the marker is registered with the Smithsonian. Yeah, you'll see what we're talking about. We're almost there. This is still part of the path that was taken. This is part of the Williamsburg Cutoff. This was originally part of the main street road back at the time of the incident. Now it's literally a cutoff. There's some houses up here. This is a wonderfully rural part of the town. Up ahead here it is. A little bit overgrown. But here is the marker for Betsy Browning. And this is the marker of the accident. September 7th. So beautiful. This is on the list of Smithsonian historical markers. So they're supposed to keep it kind of clean, which they kind of are. This was the main road, but now that's the main road. Yeah, so this is like a connection between Hubbardston and Barry. Oh, so it's like Gardner, Hubbardston, Barry,
Yeah.
main way. It is one of my personal favorite historical ghost story legends of the area. Like I said, for Allison and I, back in the college days, we researched a lot of these, and this one always stuck out with us as kind of an interesting one. Goodbye, Betsy, or Elizabeth Browning. This is the Williamsburg Cutoff Road. This is what you have to look for, just off the main drag. Oops, in 3 years. It'll be the 200th anniversary. Maybe they'll do something. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Maybe they'll clear out the weeds or something. It's like it's a very strange roundabout cutoff. It just cuts.
I believe the road went in and out, and when they put this road in, they kind of made it as straight as possible.
Yeah, so
that's why you get all these weird cutoffs this way and then that way.
Yeah, we passed a few of them.
That was the old road.
Now we're gonna take this new straight path that we carved into. We're gonna actually go to the church where she was attending Mass when she left that fateful trip. As I said before, if you're coming in here to the area to look, you'll notice at the end of this road there is a church, but that is not the church at the time. That was indeed, I believe, a town hall. It's a church now, but 10 minutes up the road, per se, is the Unitarian Church in the parish graveyard. I have been here before, so I know where to go. I know where her grave is. I'm pretty sure I remember what it looks like. She's buried right next to her husband and her children. All right, here it is. This is the parish church where she was attending Mass. The cemetery is right there. Here we go.